Hello guys, welcome back to Anchor Food Professionals Masterclass. My name is Chef Tin, Senior Advisory Chef of Anchor Food Professionals Philippines under Fonterra. Wow, we've finished 3 sessions already. We started with burnt musette donuts. Second was milk tea lamington with chocolate ganache. And last session, we created lava ensaymada buns. What do you think will be our mission for today? For those who were present in our previous 3 sessions, welcome back. It's nice to meet all of you again. I would also like to welcome our first-timers here. Hi guys, welcome to Anchor Food Professionals Masterclass. I hope that you guys will have fun and of course, learn new skills to master your baking expertise. For the benefit of our first-timers, allow me to explain once again what these exclusive sessions are all about. Anchor Food Professionals Masterclass are sessions where professional chefs from Anchor, including myself, will teach you various recipes and will also show you why Anchor products are the best ingredients in baking. There will be 6 sessions that will run for 1 hour each. We encourage you to complete all these classes because you will receive an exclusive Anchor Food Professionals Masterclass certificate and an Anchor Masterclass badge. More details will be posted on our Facebook page. Don't forget to follow our Facebook page, Anchor Food Professionals PH. We will answer some of your questions at the end of every session. But you may still send in your questions over the chat box. Our moderator will try to answer all your questions during the program. So, let's start baking. This is the Anchor Food Professionals Masterclass Episode 4. For today's session, we will create Petit Choux Gateaux or mini cake puffs. There's a food trend here in the Philippines other than cupcakes. I'm sure everybody knows cream puffs. Some call it profiteroles. Well, basically, this is a mini French pastry that we will give a local nostalgic flavor. But before that, a quick background. Choux or pâte choux in French pastry is a light pastry casing typically made from eggs, butter, flour, and water. It is perfect to be filled in because it is hollow and has a crispy shell. The word choux in French means cabbage, and baked pâte choux resembles small cabbages when baked as per the inventor of the recipe. But did you know that as per history, the original recipe is the invention of an Italian chef? Interesting, right? Now, we will innovate our own Petit Choux Gateaux by adding a different twist. We will fill it in with cake flavor that is a certified Pinoy favorite, with additional color on the crackling cookies. Choux is known for being difficult to bake. But don't worry, I promise to make it simple so everyone can create their own Petit Choux Gateaux. Master this easy recipe and you can make many baked pastries most bakers are afraid to even try. For today's session, we will use Anchor butter and Anchor whipping cream. Of course, it's really important to use high-quality products such as Anchor to achieve our desired look and taste for our baked masterpiece. Let's watch this video first to know more about our Anchor whipping cream.
To get the perfect natural flavour, a chef needs a cream that is light and stable that brings out the best in every cake. Introducing Anchor Food Professionals Extra Whip Whipping Cream. Anchor Extra Whip Whipping Cream allows a wider whipping window, which is designed to suit every type of chef and baker's cooking methods. The cream is a more tolerant cream which doesn't easily over-whip. Bakeries can expect up to 25% more whipped cream per pack than other whipping creams. Anchor Food Professionals Extra Whip remains smooth and stable in acidic or spicy recipes. Anchor Extra Whip maintains a firm structure and the ingredients bound, keeping your cakes looking good. With its natural colour and delicate mouthfeel, this cream brings out the best in every dish. Anchor Food Professional's Extra Whip Whipping Cream, the perfect addition to the perfect dessert.
Hello again. Now that we know how Anchor products transform simple recipes into flavorful food creations, let's start baking. Our Petit Choux Gateaux prep time is 45 to 60 minutes. Baking time is 30 to 35 minutes and 25 to 30 minutes of chilling. So, let's start. Let's make first our Petit Choux dough, but preheat the oven to 200 degrees Celsius first. Here's a tip. Always, when baking, do your mise en place first, then preheat your oven. It's very important as preheating will take time to reach your desired temperature, and you don't want to waste time. Our ingredients for this recipe are water, salt, fine salt, white sugar, butter, unsalted, flour. I'm using bread flour, but you can use all-purpose flour if you want, and whole eggs. You're going to need a saucepan. In a saucepan, we're going to heat the water, our unsalted butter, to put everything inside. Both are salt and sugar. Just make sure not to overheat your water because you don't want to lose the water content of our butter. I prefer using bread flour, but originally and traditionally, they're using all-purpose flour. I like using bread flour because it gives me this thicker wall of the cream puff and it gives me much more crispier texture. But you can use all-purpose flour. That is not a problem. And also, adding Anchor butter to your Petit Choux results in a higher rise, softer crumb texture with a crisp crust. It also adds a great baked aftertaste and a distinct aroma. Once our butter is melted, this is the right time to add in our flour. I like using a whisk just to make sure that there will be no lumps. Then we switch to our spatula. Now we're going to cook our dough. We want to see a pliable dough. And make sure there's no flour pockets or any lumps. Maybe some of you will ask, how can you tell if our dough is ready? You will notice a thin film of dough at the bottom of your pan. That is a good indication that your dough is dry and ready to be mixed. This recipe is very easy to make, and you can make a lot of different kinds of pastry from it. As you can see, there is already a thin film sticking at the bottom of my pan. So it means that this is ready to be mixed in. Our next step is to mix it using a paddle attachment. And I'm going to transfer my hot dough in the mixer. Then we're ready to mix this. Transfer it to a mixing bowl fitted with paddle attachment and beat it at medium speed for 4 to 6 minutes or just until warm to touch. The next step for this one is to add in our eggs. But we don't want to add in our eggs while our dough is very hot because we don't want a scrambled eggs inside our dough. So let's just wait until it is just warm to touch. Now, if you can see, there's no more steam coming out of our mixing bowl. So it means that it is just warm to touch and it is ready for the eggs to be incorporated. Make sure to add in your eggs gradually. Make sure to always scrape the sides and the bottom of your bowl. This will ensure that we have an even distribution of eggs. Scraping the sides and the bottom of your bowl will ensure an even distribution of egg. Add your eggs gradually. Don't rush. And let's check and scrape. Need to make sure that we don't have also flour at the bottom. Then, let's give it the last scraping. Maybe some of you will ask, how can you tell if your dough is okay? Then, this is a perfect description on how we can be sure that our dough is ready. You can see you have a very shiny dough. Should not be dry. Now, maybe you ask, what if we have a dry dough? Should I add eggs or water? My answer would be no, because that will just add damage to your choux dough. What I would suggest is that you do it over again. So, first indication is that it is very shiny. Second is that if you lift it up and then it doesn't spread too much, then you have a perfect dough. And you will be sure that you will have an even choux cases. Now we're going to transfer this to a piping bag with a plain tip. My assistant Celine will assist me. It's very shiny and there's no lumps. Thank you. You can keep your choux dough in the chiller for at least 3 days. Just don't keep it too long unbaked in the chiller because it will discolor. So, we're going to set this aside first and we'll do our crackling cookie. Have I mentioned that we are going to make mango graham cream puffs? So, for our crackling topping, we're going to color it with yellow because it represents the freshness and the sweetness of the mango. For our cookie, our ingredients are light brown sugar, Anchor unsalted butter, all-purpose flour, and fine salt. This recipe is very easy. How I do my crackling is I just put everything inside the mixing bowl. So I would add in the light brown sugar, unsalted butter, my flour, and salt. And I just mix it together. Now when your mixture is a bit crumbly, that's the time that we will add our food coloring. You can play around with colors. You can put red, purple, if you like. Once they're fully mixed and paste-like in texture, you can now start rolling it. If you can see, it is paste-like. You can add colors if you want an intense yellow. And then you form it into a ball. A good indication for this one is that you can see the bottom of your bowl is clean. So we have now a pliable dough. So this is ready to be rolled. Now, we need a cling film to roll this one because we don't want our dough to stick on our working table. usually shape it into square or rectangle because I find it easier to roll. But again, it will really depend on you guys, on how you want it. I'm just prepping my dough. You can see that it is very pliable and very soft also. Then I'm going to place another layer of cling wrap on top of it. Going to sandwich it with cling wrap. Now, you need a rolling pin to flatten your dough. But if you don't have a rolling pin, you can use a cling wrap or you can use a glass if you don't have one. Going to roll it thin. We want to have a thickness of at least 3 millimeters or 4. You don't want to have a very thick layer of cookie on top of your pâte choux. I would recommend to roll it while it's still soft because it's much more easier. So, after rolling it very thin, you will have something like this. We want to achieve a paper thin thickness. So once we have a paper thin thick, we can cut it. The size of this is about 4.5 centimeters. So just cut it. If you want a bigger ring, you can do so also. So after cutting this, you'll have something like this. You'll have something like this. Then, we need to chill it or you can freeze it so that it is easier for us to take it out. Now we have our crackling cookie. We are now ready to pipe in our pâte choux dough. Let's pipe now our pâte choux dough. Another tip, baked pâte choux shells can be frozen and stored for 1 to 2 months. Just wrap it properly with a cling wrap. While unbaked dough can be stored in the freezer for at least 3 months. Pipe it accordingly to your desired format, freeze and wrap it properly. So, in a tray, we're going to use a baking tray. In a tray lined with baking paper or silicone mat, we're going to pipe in our pâte choux dough. But if you don't have a silicone mat, you can use baking paper also. What I'm using right now is an air mat. Going to pipe in my pâte choux. Make sure to leave at least 1 to 2 inches space between your pâte choux. Remember that this will expand. You don't want it to be crowded. If you have a business, you can also weigh your pâte choux while piping it so you can have a consistent weight of your pâte choux. or cream puffs. Make sure to just squeeze everything out. You don't want to waste this beautiful Petit Choux dough. Now that you have piped in all your Petit Choux dough, it's time to put the crackling cookies on top of it. Celine, can you please assist me? So what I have here is the frozen cookie that we have cut and then freezed. We're just going to put it on top of the Petit Choux dough. Look how pretty it is. Imagine if you can offer this with different colors. That would be nice also. You can make ube filling and have a purple cream puffs. Or even a red velvet cream puffs, right? So the unused cookies can be frozen for at least 2 months. Just make sure to wrap it properly and put label. Now we can bake our Petit Choux. Lower your oven temperature to 180 degrees Celsius and we'll bake this for 30 to 35 minutes. Remember, not to open your oven door while this is baking because you don't want to deflate your Petit Choux. While waiting for our choux buns, let's make our mango graham diplomat cream. What is diplomat cream? Diplomat cream is a mixture of pastry cream plus whipped cream. Gelatin is added to stabilize it or to give it body, making it perfect for different applications such as pastry fillings, mousse base, or as an individual dessert. For our ingredients, we will be using Anchor whipping cream, Anchor full cream milk, have some eggs and egg yolk, some salt, vanilla extract, some cornstarch, mango graham of course, or ripe mango, Anchor unsalted butter, gelatin powder, and cold water. But first, I need to bloom my gelatin first before making our pastry cream. So, what do you mean by blooming? Blooming means letting the gelatin powder to rehydrate or soak for 10 to 15 minutes until it doubles or triples in size. I have here a bloomed gelatin already. So as you can see, it tripled in size. Now, let's make our pastry cream. In a bowl, mix the sugar, salt, cornstarch, yolk, and eggs together. So, let's mix in our eggs, our yolks, cornstarch, salt, together. Now, let's add in our sugar. Then, set aside. Now, in a saucepan, we're going to heat up our milk and our cream. in a saucepan over medium-low heat. Let's boil our cream and milk together. Now, when you see that it is already boiling, let's add in our bloom gelatin. Mix it until the gelatin is fully dissolved. Turn off your heat and we will temper our egg mixture. We will temper our egg mixture with the hot milk mixture. Why are we doing this? Because we don't want scrambled eggs on our mixture, right? We don't want an eggy cream. So, we will introduce the hot milk to the egg slowly. So, by tempering, we'll just putting a portion of the hot milk and then mix it. By doing this step, you are bringing the temperature of the egg with the same temperature of the cream. Now, this is safe to be put back in the pot or the saucepan to be cooked. Now open your heat again and we will be cooking our pastry cream until thick consistency. Always make sure to mix or to whisk in your mixture because you don't want your pastry cream to be curdled. What I usually do is I have a whisk and I have a spatula because the sides of your saucepan cannot be mixed by the whisk. You can see that it is starting to thicken up now. So you need to whisk it faster so that you'll have a smooth and free of lumps pastry. You need to lower your heat, then go ahead and lower it. Turn off your heat and check if this is the consistency that you want. One technique also to check if your pastry cream is ready is to taste it. You don't want to have that starchy and rough consistency. So it means that if you have that starchy aftertaste, you need to cook it more. So once you're happy with the consistency of your pastry cream, take it out of the heat. And this is the time that we are going to add in our butter. Mix your butter And make sure that it is evenly distributed. This is the time that we are going to add in our vanilla extract. Then, just scrape the side and the bottom of your bowl. Just to make sure that you don't have curdled egg at the bottom. Then we will wait for it to cool down. I will transfer it in a flat container. And then we are going to cover it with cling wrap. Maybe you'll ask me, why am I using a flat container? Well, basically it will make my pastry cream cool faster. Then, with the cling wrap, we're going to cover it, but the cling wrap need to touch the surface of the pastry cream. Cover it with cling wrap, touching the surface to prevent it from forming a skin. Just touch it. You cover it touching the surface. And let this cool down in room temperature. Earlier, I have prepared the pastry cream already. So I have a cooled down pastry cream. If you can see, it is much more firmer than the hot pastry cream. We are going to fold in our pastry cream with whipped cream. But before that, we need to soften and remix our cooled pastry cream. Just mix it so that it is easier for us to fold it to our whipping cream. So I have a bowl, and we have whipped already our Anchor whipping cream. We just need a soft peak whipping cream. Transfer it to a bigger bowl. So that it is easier for us to fold in. We have more room to fold it. Fold half of the pastry cream first. This is introducing our cream to our pastry cream so that it will not split. So carefully fold it. mix in all of your pastry cream. Maybe some of you are wondering if you can already use the pastry cream to pipe your Petit Choux. Yes, absolutely yes. You can use it if you want just the plain pastry cream. By adding whipping cream, we are making our pastry cream light and it will give you a mousse-like mouthfeel. Make sure that the pastry cream and the whipped cream are well incorporated. So, when you're happy with your mixture, that's the time that you can add in your flavorings. For example, the mango. Just fold in your diced mango. Or whatever fruit that you want. And our crushed grey ham. It looks so delicious already. Fold it. Then, transfer it to a piping bag with a plain tip nozzle. And you can keep it in the chiller, at least overnight. So, we have now our mango grey ham diplomat cream in a piping bag with plain nozzle. You can see, the creator of the recipe, I guess, is correct for calling it choux or cabbages because they do really look like cabbages. We're ready now to pipe in our Petit Choux with our diplomat cream. Maybe some of you will ask, how will you know that your Petit Choux is fully baked? One trick that I do is that I tap the bottom of my Petit Choux, and when it has this hollow sound, then that is the perfect sound for your Petit Choux. So, let's pipe our cream puffs with our diplomat cream. You can poke a small hole. And then pipe it. Imagine all the flavors that you can create. Celine, can you please fill some of the Petit Choux? Now for the finishing touches, you can dust it with confectioner sugar or a snow powder if you like. You can dust it if you want to. You can add drama to your pastry by adding a dust of confectioner sugar or a snow powder. Or you can also add grey ham at the bottom of your Petit Choux. This is optional if you just want to. another idea is you can put it on top also. Can you please put a little bit of cream on top? Okay. Then, and you have a very elegant Petit Choux 3 ways. Can you put cream on top so that we can have different variations of our cream puffs? So, that's our Petit Choux Gateaux. That has this local nostalgic flavor of mango graham. And, as you know, Anchor whipping cream has a 36% milk fat. That means it has this rich, clean dairy taste that is very flavorful on its own. Plus, it adds flavor complexity to your diplomat cream. Just amazing. It is best to consume when chilled and after eating spicy Korean kimchi noodles because it will tone down the spiciness. Let's seize this moment and indulge ourselves with the scrumptious Petit Choux Gateaux. Let's put it on a nice plate and dig in. Here's our plated Petit Choux Gateaux. They look so cute and look so delicious. Are you ready to taste it? Let's dig in. Let's cut it first so that I can show you the inside. That is just the perfect filling. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to taste this. This cream puff is really good, especially if paired with black coffee. The diplomat cream is not overly sweet and it has this velvety mouthfeel. Very smooth. The aftertaste is a perfect balance of that sweet mango and that dairy umami flavor from the whipping cream. Did I mention the perfect combination of the crunchy layer of choux puffs? Then you'll have this melt in your mouth diplomat cream and chunky mango bits that are bursting with natural sweetness. Crunchy, smooth, and chunky. Just perfect. Here's a selected question from our audience. How long can I keep it in the chiller? Wow, very good question. You can keep it in the chiller for 5 days or 6 days maximum. Place it in a shallow container, wrap it with cling wrap to prevent it from drying out and tainting the flavor. And don't forget to label it with the name and date properly. Why? Because after 24 hours, the cling wrap might get moist and cloudy, making it harder to identify from your other stored pastries. Wow! Other than being full and highly satisfied, today's session was really fun. You can include this recipe in your list, which you can create for your family, friends, or even for your bakery business. This is the end of Anchor Food Professionals Masterclass Episode 4. Make sure to follow our Facebook page for more recipes using Anchor products. We have 2 more sessions to go, and I encourage all of you who are present today to complete all the remaining classes. Those who complete all our sessions will receive a Masterclass certificate and a Masterclass badge. Earning these exclusive items will give you perks from Anchor. No need to register again. All of you will receive the link and the list of the required ingredients for our 5th session on April 10, 2021. So, don't forget to mark your calendars and prepare your ingredients. Now, after this session, all of you will receive the butter and whipping cream mini badge in your email. Collect these mini badges every session to get the exclusive Anchor badge. I know some of you are curious about these mini badges. For every session, we will feature a specific Anchor product for our recipe. After learning how to create that recipe, you earn a product expertise, hence the mini badges. Complete these mini badges because this will be included in the certificate. And of course, to also get the exclusive Anchor badge. This has been a really fun baking experience with all of you today. I hope to see everyone again next session. Once again, I'm Chef Tin. Thank you and see you again after a few weeks.